The debanking is real. In fact,
You guys are building like a parallel banking system where we could support like-minded people, Christians.
voluntarily shared transaction data of who was buying religious texts like Bibles, just these ridiculous invasions of privacy. We feel in Old Glory Bank, we're a constitutional respecting bank. So long as you're lawfully operating, our customers can bank with us.
I'm here with Eric Ohlhausen of Old Glory Bank. Great bank. It's a bank I bank with actually, or from
Excellent.
ministries.
I'm
So
happy to hear that.
yeah, one of the few that accepts 508 ministries. So
That's right.
yeah, that's
It's,
great.
Well, great to be here today.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me. And got some great things to talk to your audience about. But I'm really excited to see you here exhibiting at Turning Point America Fest. It's a fantastic gathering.
Yeah. Thanks for coming out. I think this year it's 30,000 people. So
We were here last year as well exhibiting, and it feels at least 3 times the crowd. It is packed, and it's really nice to see a great tribute to Charlie.
yeah, for sure. And I love what you guys are doing. I mean, you guys are building like a parallel banking system where we could support like-minded people, Christians. It's
Yes.
Christian centric.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. It's we feel in Old Glory Bank, I'll point out, is a nationwide digital bank. So we have one location, one physical location in Oklahoma. But when we bought the bank a few years ago and renamed it Old Glory Bank, we layered a digital branch, so to speak, on top of it, and rapidly brought on. We're now close to 70,000 customers clear across the country. We started out with 300 when we bought the bank. So
Nice.
it really has resonated well with Americans. We feel we've really decommoditized banking because for the most part, people don't really rave about their bank. It's kind of like the utility company. You expect the lights to come on.
Yeah.
You're not going to rave about it when they do. You're only going to gripe about it when they don't. I think banking historically has been that way. You typically don't recommend to a friend, oh, you really ought to go to Chase Bank. I love them. It's a bank. However, with Old Glory Bank, we really have thrived on recommendations and referrals from friends and family because people see this really is a distinct vision that this bank has, the values they support. Early on when we had the idea, and the idea came to me about 4 years ago as I was seeing the sports stars kneeling for the flag and the anthem, the police being vilified for doing the hard work they were doing during all the season of riots in 2020. And I just got tired of yelling at the TV, and my wife encouraged me to do something about it. And that's really why we set out to form Old Glory Bank, which was to be, first of all, a top tier bank. People come to us for the brand, but they only stay because we deliver really good products and services and great customer support, onshore call center, where you can communicate really easily with people. And so it's a great offering that espouses the greatness of this country, the faith-based values that have made it so strong. I think if anyone comes to our booth here, they'll be pleased to see, in addition to, of course, showing the name Old Glory Bank on our booth, the only other wording on there is a citation, a passage from Proverbs 13:20 that says, "Walk with the wise and become wise, for the companion of fools suffers harm." And for the youth that are here, we feel that's a great message of the importance of surrounding yourself among the wise as opposed to fools, and you'll become whichever that group that you surround yourself with. And I think in addition to always remembering the glory of Christ and the gift that God has bestowed upon us, it's also up to you to surround yourself by people who are going to be a good influence on you, and not subject yourself to poor influence, because naturally you're going to respond in a way to that as well. And so we feel that's a great way for us to speak to today's youth. We do a lot of great things for the military and veterans, first responders, in terms of a free line of duty death benefit if they bank with us, what we call a protector. God forbid something happens to them in the line of duty. That serviceman, man or woman, or first responder, their beneficiaries will receive $100,000 from the bank that they've not paid anything for. We've done that because we value so highly that important role and choice of service that those individuals have elected.
That's awesome. So you guys are giving back to the community in different ways.
That exactly, and we really deliberately did not want to be just kind of charlatans just waving the flag. I mean, as much respect as we have for the flag, we felt it's important to do so much more than just use that as a branding.
Yeah.
We truly, at cost to the bank, we offer that product for free to servicemen and women and first responders. Or we have charitable roundups in our mobile app that goes to veterans oriented causes.
Yeah.
And so we feel walking the talk is so much, much more important than just gabbing about things.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So and you guys don't censor. That's another thing. So
That's right, and really in the world of Christianity, that's a real sensitive topic because when we came together to form Old Glory Bank, and with this mission, top of our mind was not just the need for a renewed sense of patriotism, but it was also a protection for the aggrieved organizations and individuals, primarily conservatives, faith-based organizations that were and still are today, but less so because it's been called out a bit more, of being asked to leave and go to another financial institution.
debanking.
The debanking is real. In fact, just a couple of years ago in 2023, 19 state attorneys general wrote a letter to Chase Bank calling them out for the religious discrimination they were embarking upon and exercising, faith-based organizations that Chase was requiring to share their donor list, and just these real invasions of privacy that were really just intimidation and trying to get banks to leave and go elsewhere.
Yeah.
So that's where we feel we've set out to be a safe haven from that cancel culture.
Yeah. I love that you guys are creating a parallel, system that we can operate on. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what we're all about here at Kingdom Network is
Yeah,
building the parallel kingdom centric system, everything we need.
exactly.
being
It's
one-
really, and that's where, yeah, I think people, whether you have choices in life, who to associate with, what organizations to subscribe to, what businesses to go to as your merchant. We feel it's important and felt that there's an aspect to society and just people's daily banking that first of all they were getting squeezed out of the financial system. But even if you're not, and I say this is true in the kingdom community, it's true in the firearms industry. Even if you personally haven't been asked by your bank to move to another institution because either you're contributing funds to a Christian organization or you're purchasing a firearm, just out of solidarity for the cause, we just think it's important, and we encourage people to really support organizations that are pushing in the direction they would want organizations to be pushing in.
Yeah, yeah. So in other banks, is there kind of like an oversight where they could see your purchases and that data goes somewhere, something that's different than you guys do?
Absolutely. And I would encourage people to look. It was Jim Jordan led some congressional hearings last year that really called out this weaponization of the banking industry and all of the large banks. And it wasn't just a little bit of testimony, it was actual email in the record of the collusion between the feds with the FBI and FinCEN, the regulatory organization for the financial crime network overseeing, um, requiring or requesting of banks. They weren't requiring. The banks voluntarily shared transaction data of who was buying religious texts like Bibles, who was shopping at Cabela's or Bass Pro Shop, because in that case, the presumption was if you're going to Cabela's, you might be a firearms owner, and therefore you might be a domestic terrorist.
Wow.
Just these ridiculous leaps in logic. And the large banks, Chase, B of A, Citi, you look it up, PNC, were voluntarily, no subpoena involved, saying, hey, here's a list of people who went to Cabela's last month
Wow.
or who happened to be in DC the first week of January 2021, and just these ridiculous invasions of privacy that the banks did not need to do. They were not required to do that. And so that's our commitment to our customers, that we're a constitutional respecting bank, constitution respecting bank. So we certainly would honor if presented a lawful subpoena. but we're not going to just voluntarily share a list of where our customers are shopping or what they're buying or who they're contributing to.
I mean, that's important. In the day we're in today, there's
Yeah.
so much censorship, so much oversight. I mean, they're using AI now to
Yeah.
track everything. You know,
Yeah.
there's some big organizations out there. I think Palantir. I don't know if you're familiar on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, some gangers out there. So,
That's right.
yeah.
That's right.
But how can people find you?
Oldglorybank.com
Yeah.
is a great way to learn about the bank. I think people will be really pleased to see it doesn't just talk about the products. Our site has some really good financial literacy podcasts. We have a lot of information for the youth and those entering college and how to manage their money. You can learn about the bank. You can see what we're doing. Coming up next year, we're going to do some really interesting cryptocurrency and stablecoin products we'll be introducing that the Genius Act, which was some recent legislation, really carved out an important role for banks. And for us as a freedom oriented bank, we feel that these products we'll be coming out with next year really are a tangible fulfillment of what we've set out to do, which is to give this financial liberty and make available to our customers the liberty of transacting how they wish, not having these invasive eyes of the feds and the ACH system matcha, just seeing every transaction. And our mantra is so long as you're lawfully operating, our customers can bank with us. And
Yeah.
I think we have some things that people at oldglorybank.com can learn about and open an account. And we would love to do that again. We have customers in every state of the union
Yeah.
and clear across the country.
Nice, nice. Well, you know, our mission is to get people to support like-minded people. So I think you guys are doing a great job, and hopefully people check you guys out.
Great. Well, thank you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thanks for the work you're doing.
Thank you. God bless.